this is Noreen from Joya Cards, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Yay! For more of my Stampin' Up! Card videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that ring belly thingy, and you'll be the first to be notified when I post new videos, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so also, I do want to mention that I do give away the demo card. Here's how you win the demo card. You have to put a comment, and you have to put in your email address. If you comment, I can't talk to you back. So if you give me your email address and say, hey, I like the card, and you're a first-time subscriber, you could win the card. I'll email you, and I'll get your address, and I'll mail it, and you'll be great. So that's how you win the demo card. So today's card, I am doing a country wedding card. I'm actually invited to 2 country weddings, like in the next 2 weeks. One is this weekend. It's Stella and Todd. Congratulations. And it's on their property up in the mountains. I'm actually going. I'm bringing a chair and a mask, and it's a social distance wedding. So this is perfect for that. Also, my husband's nephew is getting married in the South on their farm, and it's one of those Zoom meeting ones. We were going to go. It was supposed to be a big family thing, and yeah, it turned into the coronavirus Zoom wedding. So anyway, but this red check is part of her colors, and I guess it's in her dress even. So one is for them and one is for Todd. So Sean and Laura, congratulations, and Tom and Todd and Stella, congratulations. So this is your card. Anyway, so we're going to be using Ornate Style, Buffalo Check, and Last a Lifetime for the sentiments. And the only die cutting we're going to be doing is going to be using the Ornate Layers. And we're going to be using these 3 dies. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to cut a bumblebee, just a regular 5.5 by 4.25. And then we're also going to take this really cool paper. It's called In Good Taste. And it's just going to be the regular 5.5 by 4.25. And we don't want to put this on because we're actually going to be layering some stuff underneath it. So let's put the base to the side and look at what we've got going on here. The first thing I want to do is I want to stamp this buffalo check. So we're going to grab the Stamparatus. Mine is very loved and seasoned. I need to change out my little sticky thing. This is looking loved and seasoned. So we're going to go ahead and load up our buffalo check here, and we're going to get a piece of very vanilla, and we're going to cut it 5.5 by 4.25, even though we're going to be cutting this down to 3.75 by 5. But I just want to give myself a little wiggle room, and I'm just going to make it a little bigger just for the heck of it. So I'm going to go ahead, and I've got that sticky paper down here for a reason. So when I've got something big checkered like this, that I don't have to worry about it moving around. So I don't necessarily need my magnets. So definitely get the Stamparatus and grab one of your little stamp boxes and slide it underneath. And then we're going to take our real red, and we are just going to stamp the you-know-what out of it. And this is going to take like a bunch of times. So line it up. And you see, it's going to be a bunch of times. And it doesn't matter if I'm off by a little bit because we're going to cut this down anyway. That's why I made it bigger. So I'm going to do this like 50 billion times, and I'll be right back. So I've stamped the plaid check, and I cut this down to 3.75 by 5. So we're going to put this to the side. And then go ahead from Ornate Layers, take this die, which is like the second largest die here, and cut it in Bumblebee. So I've done that. And then now we're going to use the Stamparatus again, and we're going to take the big flower from Ornate Style here, and we're going to get some very vanilla and just cut this 5.5 by 4.25 and line this up. And we'll go ahead and use my broken magnets. I ordered some more. Don't click them together. This is like, I will break all magnets. It doesn't matter whose magnet it is. I will break it. Then grab your StazOn in the Saddle Brown and ink this up real good. And to clean your StazOn stamps, use that Stampin' Up stays on cleaner. So we're going to stamp that good. And I'll probably do this a couple of times. Now we need to color the flowers. Now I did a couple of different ways, and I like this way the best. What's interesting about this flower is it's not like some stamps you look at it and it looks cartoony and some look real life. Well, this is kind of like somewhere in between. So I started out, and this is the one that I thought was the best for this particular card. I tried this one here and it was too dark, so put that to the side. Then this one actually isn't that bad. I went ahead and I outlined the flower here in ivory, but I think I liked it better in just leaving that very vanilla, so put that one to the side. Then I tried some watercolor with aqua pens and I didn't like it, so I threw that away. And then here's another one that actually turned out pretty good, but it was a little dark, so I put that one to the side. And here's one where I did a whole bunch of like blending, but the colors were too similar. So anyway, so I got down to this one here. So let's go ahead and do the leaves. Now, I went ahead and I just did the leaves in one color, and we're using the light granny apple green. And just, I would stick to just doing one element at a time. So do the leaves, then do the flowers, because there are a few spots here that are blank, and they're doing that on purpose. So, and there are other places down here where I did green, and I think I'm going to go ahead and leave them blank, because I have to make 2 wedding cards, and then I have to have one for the demo card for somebody to win. If you just subscribed and forgot to leave your email, just put that in the comment. Hey, I subscribed and I forgot to put my email, so you can mail me or see if I won the demo card, because you know, that's fine. So on this one that I did, I left those little spaces blank instead of filling them in green, and I think I like it better this way. So I'm gonna leave those blank. So like I said, as you're doing each element, just do the element. Don't worry about the blank spots. Fill those in as you like later, because sometimes you think this is part of a leaf when it's actually a blank spot, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to do all the leaves and I'll be right back. Now I'm going to do the daisies, and I'm going to use Dark Mango Melody and Dark Daffodil Delight. This one I will do a little bit of layering just because it's so, you know, it's yellow. So, so I'm just going to do the leaves in yellow, and I'll leave the middle of the daisy blank. And by the way, I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, so if you'd like to place an order, my direct Stampin' Up! Address is in the description in the video. And don't forget, if you like this card and you haven't subscribed before, put a comment in my video there, and you might win the demo card. And I might even just leave one of these cards blank in the middle, so it doesn't have to be a wedding, because this could really be for anything. Also, I do make card kits, or if there's a particular card you just want to buy, I can sell you whatever card. So it all kind of, I can do whatever you want. So I'm going to follow up with a little Dark Mango Melody just to give it a little something. Now I'm going to take the cinnamon cider, both dark and light, and I'm going to start with the light one and just fill in the center on both. And also I'm going to take the light one and do the stem. Now I'm going to take the dark one and I'm going to do little dots in on one side of the inside of the flower here, just dot it a little bit. I might even want to make that stem just a little darker, so I think I'm going to go over with the dark cinnamon cider. That's what I did on the other one. Now I'm going to do the big flowers here, and believe it or not, that is dark Calypso Coral. So I'm going to go ahead and do the whole flower in just this one color here, and the little spot in the middle right here, I'm going to go ahead and fill that in, because I don't know if you could tell, but there are little rhinestones on there. So I'm going to color these. I'll be right back. Now I've got the 2 big flowers filled, and now, believe it or not, I'm going to take Dark Pumpkin Pie, and I'm going to do these little flowers here. just in the one solid color. I just didn't like it when I layered it with other colors. And go ahead and you can fill in that middle part of the flower because we're going to put a rhinestone on it. So I'm going to color these and I'll be back. Now I've got all the flowers and leaves filling. Now look at the blank spots. This is why I told you to do the elements, and then you got to make your decisions on the blank spots. Now in my card, I went ahead and took these bottom blank spots and made them green because it looks like they're just kind of floating out in space, especially this one right there. So I'm going to take these and fill them in with the green and leave all this, the very vanilla. So this is my colored in piece. Now you're going to ask, hey, you know what? There's no dye for this flower. Well, you're going to have to either do one of two things. You're either going to have to fussy cut it, which I stink at. So I'm going to take the second choice, which is I have a Brother Scan and Cut. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put in my Brother Scan and Cut. I'm going to put like a quarter of an inch margin on the side because I do actually want this very vanilla edging. Now don't use white or whisper white. Definitely use the very vanilla. If you use white, it'll be too stark. So that's why, you know, I left these blank and everything. And that's why when I even filled in on this one here, I took the ivory and I kind of filled in all the blank spots around the sides. I kind of didn't like it. I think it looks better with just leaving it the very vanilla. So I'm going to put this into my Brother Scan and Cut it, and I'll be right back. So here's my cut image. I put it through my Brother machine and it cut it out for me. You can totally fussy cut this. This isn't too difficult of a one. So now we've got our pieces. We've got our buffalo check. We have the die cut. We have the In Good Taste. And let's go ahead and put this all together. So the first thing we want to do is we want to put the buffalo check on top of the In Good Taste. So let's go ahead and just nail that down. And you're going to take a piece of this faux suede trim and cut about 7 inches of it. And take your silicone craft sheet. If you don't have a silicone craft sheet, go on my Stampin' Up site. It's in the description and order one of these. These are fantastic. This is what keeps my glass clean because anything I glue or I can mix inks, everything can go on here. You can even make mirrored images for your cards on the silicone craft sheet. So I went ahead and snailed that whole edge there, and then I'm going to kind of guess where the middle is here and just nail the back of that. And then I'm going to put this right over the middle. Before I put it down, I need to grab these antique corners and slides and put a slide through on each end. Once you get those little slides where you want them, lay it down. And it's probably better that you snail your trim before or after you put the little slides on. I just forgot. So, and then wrap them around like this. So you've got your little slides here on each end, your cut frame, and grab your flower and put a bunch of dimensionals on the flower. Before you put the flower on, go ahead and snail up your ornate layered frame here and stick it in the middle. And then take your flower and put it right on top. Okay, now we're not done yet. We're going to take some of these corners from that antique corners and slides and take a glue dot and put a glue dot on each corner of the paper. So I'm going to take a glue dot here and I'm going to put it on actually the paper, and then I'll lay the corner on there. These little corners, the glue dot is already on there, and just stick it right down there and press, and it really actually makes quite a big difference in the card. So, and there are two sides. I just chose to use this side. And now the last part is, and I tried a bunch of dots and I found that the champagne rhinestone basic jewels are the best ones, and I'm going to put them in the center of all the little flowers here. So I got all the rhinestones on there. It looks really pretty. And now I'm going to go ahead and put it on the base of our bumblebee. So go ahead and snail that up. Always open the card and line it up with the end here first and then go down. So that is the front of the card. Now the inside of the card looks like this, because this is a country wedding card, just because I have 2 country weddings to go to by chance, and it's fall, so that's why I stuck to these colors. So if you want, on the demo card, because I have to make another wedding card, I'm just going to put the burlap on the demo card. So if you win the demo card, you'll just have the burlap, and if you want me to fill it in, I will. But for the wedding card, what I did is I cut this piece from Ornate Garden, and I cut it a little small. I did make it 5.5, but I made it 4 3/8 because I wanted to leave a little gap for the card to fold well here. So it's not quite 4 1/4. And then I did the same thing on the burlap piece here, and this is in good taste. I made it 5.5 by 4 3/8 again, just so I would clear the fold, and then of course always do it open like so. Now I'm going to take the sentiments from Last a Lifetime. This is to the new Mr. and Mrs. And I'm going to use that saddle brown Stays On again. And I'm going to stamp that on one of these. And so that turns out really nice. And then also Congratulations, and that same Stays On saddle brown on this piece here. And then the rest of it is actually very self-explanatory. I'm just going to put them on top, and that's the card. So like I said, if you are a first-time subscriber and you subscribe and you say, hey, I like the demo card or whatever, and put your email address. I can't talk to you unless you put your email address, and put your email address in there and let me know you like the card, or if you have any comments or questions or anything, if you want to place an order, I'll go to the description part of my video, and whoopsie, always put on these 2 first and then put on the congratulations in the middle. There you go. Anyways, but if you've subscribed before and you've got to put your email, just put your email in there again and just tell me which demo card you like. So, and that's the card. So that'll do it. Thanks. Bye.